Hi, welcome back to Postbox CA channel and back to Python series. Today we are going to see the Python advanced Python concept. And the previous session I explained the data science in Python. What is data science in Python and what is the role of data science Python, as well as continue by the three important Python libraries called SciPy, NumPy, at last Pandas also. Still one more is that is called Matplotlib also. So last class I explained this session explained about the NumPy with array, how to work, how to install NumPy, and how to work and how to implement NumPy successfully in Python with the execution and demonstration also. Today we are going to see the SciPy concept with the demo in Python. It's one of the advanced Python area. So you know data science, and we know already these are things for doing the data manipulation and scientific and mathematical, any complicated mathematical applications will be there. We can done with the help of SciPy only, and we can immediately do it. But thing is, here you need some pre-planned or pre-knowledge of the some mathematics formula and so on enough. Today's session definitely helpful to learn what is SciPy, how to install the SciPy, and the sub-package, what are the sub-packages in SciPy, and also basic functions, some of the basic functions with the example, as well as the integration functions, optimization functions, interpolation functions, and Fourier transfer functions, and at last spatial data structures and algorithms. So everything will go and see with some examples, real-time example, and view the output also. So as you know, I am going to explain the Python ideally 3.8 only. So now the question is, what is SciPy? So SciPy is an open source Python library which is used to solve scientific and mathematical problems, and also it is built on this NumPy extension and allows the user to manipulate and visualize data with a wide range of high level commands. So you know what you understand here means it's an extension of NumPy. Then how to install? If you want to install, I already installed it. So in your default you have Python ideally 3.8 or latest version, it will be available. How do you verify means in the command prompt, just to go and type C:" user. For example, I given R as here PAP. When I go PAP, that is a pre-installed package will be there. It go and show the information, what are the installed package and so on. Okay, if you not there, you can go to the settings of the Python ideally in the folders and right click and give the PAP option tick like that. So then what I will do means I am showing in advance some other library also. So I can type PAP space install space SciPy, SciPy. Then it will, after entering, it will say collecting SciPy, and it will give us information. After installed successfully, you can simultaneously start install the Matplotlib library also, lib also. So you can give same PAP space install space MATPLOT-LIB. So based on your system, it may take some seconds, or 2 minutes or 5 minutes also. Maximum take 180 seconds like that. So after collecting, it will give some information. After successful implementation, you can go for another one, Pandas. So today we are real time, we need help of Pandas and data science. So you can type same spelling here. So you can type it here, PAP space install space Pandas, PINTADAS. So once installed, you no need to again install in the Python ideally. That is advantage of the Python. So after successful installation, you can start to work and go to the Python ideally. How do you know whether you installed or not? Just you can do import. So what are the libraries there? Import space so already installed this one. So just I'm giving NumPy as np. So last class I told you np, when I give like this you won't get error. So similarly you can give import SciPy, just you can give the name, so there is no error. That means successful import. Like that you can give import matplotlib at last import pandas. So these remaining I will explain in the other session. Today we will see exclusive only the SciPy, right? So there is no error. Let's back to presentation here. So how to know how to install and everything. So after installation, you can directly go to the IDE and start work. Now you can see what are the difference between NumPy and versus SciPy. There will be some differences there. First we know these both are Python libraries used for mathematical and numerical analysis according to the data science topic. Then also here the NumPy contains array data and basic operations such as sorting, indexing, and etc. Remember, and also whereas in SciPy consists of all of the numerical code. So you can apply any kind of expression formula and view the output. So NumPy provides a number of functions that can help resolve linear algebra, Fourier transforms, and etc. Then SciPy is the library that actually contains full-featured versions of these functions along with many others. So I am again want to convey here SciPy is the extension of NumPy. So we need support of both libraries when you work with when you work or implement the SciPy in your Python concept, Python programming or Python script language. Now some of the subpackages in SciPy, I am going to highlight only few. Still many things there. First one called subpackage called cluster. This is for clustering algorithms. And constant is there. This is for physical and mathematical constants. Then FFT pack, that is for fast Fourier transform routines. The upcoming slides I'll go and show some examples and demonstrations also regarding Fourier transform and inverse Fourier transform. And integrate, this for integration and ordinary differential equation solvers. And interpolate, that is for interpolation and smoothing SP lines. And IO for input output. At last LINAL G for linear algebra. So when you do any linear algebra or some algebra equations, we need support of these packages. Still some there now basic functions. So when you go for basic functions, how do you know whether Python support all the things or not? So we can go for a function called help. That is for to get information about any function. You can make use of the help function. If you want to get regarding help function, then there are two ways in which this function can be used. If you want to use help, two options is there. First step, don't forget, from SciPy import space cluster. Okay, then you can use help of cluster and with the parameter, and help of means without parameter. So when you go help of cluster, it will go and print the information about the cluster function. What are the cluster functions available and what kind of operation you can do like this. Then another one help. If you give help overall functions, what are the functions supported by the Python ideally here, Python ideal library here. So what are the everything, what are the mathematical algebra and what are they, go display everything. When you go particular cluster, it will give information about the particular cluster only. So remember, from SciPy import cluster is the mandatory. So when you try to do any program or implement the Python script, we need to implement this one either in the programming or separate window or in the ideally. Now next one is special functions. Generally SciPy provides a number of special functions that are used in mathematical physics, such as convenient functions, gamma, beta, and etc. You all of you know. So just now I am reminding you, you need some knowledge of mathematical, then only you can understand the advanced Python concept. Next one is exponential and trigonometric functions, because many of them from childhood, 10th or 12th intermediate may study the IBSc or something, many of them not there. Then exponential, here what you understand means, here generally SciPy special function package provides a number of functions through which you can find exponents and solve trigonometric problems also. Let's see the example here, s1.py, already saved in the desktop. So here we implemented everything, so we can go for open the file called s1.py. As a beginner, you can learn this one easy. So I am going to write a small program here. So from SciPy import special, then I am writing a is equal to special.exp 10 of 3, then print of a. Like that I am giving, followed by another variable b is equal to special.exponent of 2, exponent 2 of 3, and c is special.sin dg of 90, then print of c, and last d is equal to special.cos cost value cos dg of 45 and print of d, like that. So when I try execute, it will give the exact result. Yeah, successfully executed. So what you want here, as a user, we are expecting the exponent is 10 of 3, then another exponent 2 of 3, at last the sin degree of 90 and cos degree of 45, like that. So it's printing one by one. So we executed successfully the example called s1.py. So like that you can use trigonometric or whatever functions, what are the mathematical functions you can utilize here. Next, integration function. SciPy provides general number of functions to solve integrals. One is called double integral, where integral function is a double integral function. I am considering a double integral function. For example, if you want to, you need support of DBL quad, QUAD, because DBL quad that can be used to calculate double integrals, and also a double integral, as you know what, concept to real variables, and also this function will take the function to be integrated as its parameter along with 4 other variables which define the limits and functions called dy and dx. So in mathematical, you know, when you do mathematical manually, you can do integration and everything, but in programming not possible. So we can use only, instead of that, you can use the function with double quad and function and some symbols. Let's cover simple example here. So I am going to implement this one with the help of lambda functions. Already explained you 2-3 times what is lambda and how can you use like that. So type one by one. Then a is equal to, I am giving lambda y comma x colon x multiplies y multiplies double times 2. Then b, give a very simple program to understand better way. C is equal to lambda x colon minus 1. We are applying the some limit values here. At last we want to do the integral, double integral value. So I am going to give the function called integrate dot dbl quad of a comma 0 comma 2 comma b comma c, applying the limit and some values. If you want, you can change in the runtime. Yeah, let's go see the output here. Sorry. Yeah, successfully executed. So we are getting answer of minus 1 dot 333 and so on here, comma another value is 1.4802973 like that. So we can get accurate result when you go for SciPy concept, SciPy library here like that. Another example, let's go for a PPT and back to PPT and see another example later from current slide. Okay, so next, optimization functions. The Python support optimize function also here, because the SciPy.optimize provides a number of commonly used optimization algorithms which can be seen using the help function also. So one of the best and important functions is Rosenbrook function. So what is Rosenbrook function? We can shortly say Rosen is a test problem used for gradient based optimization algorithms. Remember, I am again repeating, used for gradient based optimization algorithm. How do you define? Means it will be defined like this: Rosen of x, that is the function computer is like this only. Sum of 100.0 multiplies in the bracket x1 and followed by minus of x square bracket colon minus 1 and double multiplies time 2.0 and so on. Again multiplies, double multiplies 2.0 plus 1 minus x of colon minus 1 of double multiplies 2.0 and so on. So manually we do definitely take time. So instead of that one, we are going to see the small program and how to execute the Rosenbrook function, that is the type of optimization function. So any mathematical advanced problems can solve with the SciPy only. So here I have a program. So as you know, just I am putting the file. Next, so if you want to use optimize, you can use the package called from SciPy.optimize space import Rosen. Don't forget. If you not implement properly, it will say error only, syntax error or error. So then we can go step by step, only 2 lines. So just I am giving one example. So we see that much lengthy equation, but we are doing in the shortcut now with the help of Python scripting. So right I am giving the a value is 5. So I want to print a value. So I want to print the a value. I can give Rosen of a. Yes, successfully executed. So printing the value is 7371.039 and so on and so on. So like that we can execute the optimization function with the help of Rosen 1. Let's back to presentation. Now next was interpolation functions. So somewhat complicated. I again repeating, you need some mathematical knowledge. In the field of numerical analysis, what is the interpolation means? What refers to constructing the new data points within a set of known data points. So already you have some data points. You know From there, for example, you have 5 points, from there you can develop another 5 points, or 4 or 5 new, constructing the new data points. You can develop it based on the database. And also here the SciPy library consists of a subpackage named SciPy.interpolate that consists of a spline functions and classes, and also one dimensional and multi-dimensional interpolation classes and etc. So that is called one more name is univariate and multivariate interpolation classes. Let's see only one example here. The program name called s2.py, and what is this one? Univariate interpolation. If you want to execute univariate interpolation, you need some idea. That means what? It's basically an area of curve fitting which finds the curve that provides an exact fit to a series of two-dimensional data points. So we are going to go input as a two-dimensional data points. It go and print some curve, exact fit of the curve here. And also SciPy provides inter P1D function that can be utilized to produce univariate interpolation. So let's cover small example here, s2.py, and see the curve of the curve or graph format. So already saved in the desktop. Open the file. Desktop have s2.py. Yeah, here. So I am writing for first time importing the package import space matplot lib.py plot has plot, then plt, then from SciPy import interpolate, then import numpy as a np. So don't forget, if you lose any importing or package here, you will get error here, it won't support for the output. Then I am going to give x equal to np.arrange of 5,20, that's the data points I am giving as input here, and y is equal to np.expression of x by 3.0, then f is equal to interpolate dot inter p1d of x comma y. Just now it's in the ppt. So how do you define the function? Then x1 is equal to np.arrange of 6,12, another set of data points I am giving. Then y1 is equal to f of x1, that means use interpolation function returned by inter p1d. So what are the functions you are getting? It's going to return it. At last plt dot plot of x comma y comma o and x1 comma y1 comma dash dash. At last plt dot show. What we need function means it will show the plot of the curve, plot or display the curve details. Let's go for execution. Execute the program. So you try to execute the values and express the graph. Yeah, so successfully executed. So just you can look at the here. So there will be a points developed here based on your input. So what input here? So 5,20, then another input is 6,12 point data points. Based on that only the curve developed here, and also x1 y1 all values substitute here. See the graph here. Yeah, so 6 to the range of points from start from 6 to and up to around 6 to range of 11 like that. So curves, and also these curves are fit to the data what we are expecting in the mathematical applications or mathematical functions. So like that you can generate the outputs here. So when I going, the values are changing here. Interpolate, no, this is a intervariate, sorry. It is a univariate interpolation. Like that you can try multiple or multivariate or multidimensional interpolation yourself. Next, another is Fourier transform functions. Many of them know about this Fourier transform functions. You know, first Fourier analysis what is a method that deal with expressing a function as a sum of periodic components and recovering the signal from those components. Remember, so who are having EC and some mathematical knowledge, they can easily pick up what is the meaning is. It's a method where expressing a function as a sum of periodic components and recovering the signal from these components. And also if you want to use Fourier transform function in SciPy with the help of Python, we need support of FFT functions. It can be used to return the discrete Fourier transform of a real or complex sequence. So now we are going to see the program called s3.py for just to print the Fourier transform value, and another program called s4.py for inverse value of the inverse transform function value. So I have here already s3.py, just open directly in the desktop. So simple and easy Fourier transform. So manually are doing any other programming, we can't do it all these functions here. So here I have first to implement the package. So I am using from scipy.fft pack space import fft comma ifft, then import numpy as npy, then I am going to give the values. So I am with the help of numpy, I just now told you when you want to go for scipy, it's extension of numpy only. Then x equal to np.array of, I am giving the array values 0, 1, 2, 3. At last I am going to assign y is equal to fft of x, and I want to put in the y value now. What is the value of y like that? Let's for execute the program. Yeah, successfully executed. So you know what is the value of Fourier transform? It's printing 6 point minus 0 point j minus 2 and plus 2 points combination of real and complex numbers, and so on. Print the output successfully. Similarly, you can go for s4.py. It's for inverse of the number. Inverse Fourier transform. Yeah. So same from first line, first package line is common, I am giving, and followed by import numpy as npy, and x equal to np.array of 0, 1, 2, 3. Then y is equal to, I am just changing I fft of x, then print of y. So if you give fft, we will get direct Fourier transform. If you give I means inverted Fourier transform, it will generate it. Output of the inverted Fourier transform. Let's go for execute the program. Yeah, successfully executed. So inverse is printing 1.5 minus 0 point j and so on, real time, real and complex numbers. Let's back to presentation. Yes. At last you go for the spatial data section algorithms. So it's one of the complicated area. Just to see some example here. What is spatial data? Because it consists of an object that are made up of lines, points and surfaces. Lines also in the graph, curve, points also will be there, and surfaces also will be there. Here, so if you want to use, we need support of scipy.spatial package, because the scipy.spatial package of scipy can compute Voronoi diagrams, triangulations, etc. using the QHAL library, and also it can also consist of a KD tree implementation for nearest neighbor point queries. So once let's go for the last example here, that is Delaunay triangulations, one of the important area in spatial data sections algorithm. Here the mathematically Delaunay triangles for a set of discrete points in a plane is a what is means triangulation. Is basically a triangulation diagram such that no point in the given set of points is inside the circumcircle of the any triangle. So there will be a triangle and curve will be there. What are the point you are going to denote? It won't be in the set of points. Let's see the example of s5.py on demonstration also. It's back to ideally. So I already typed here. Just open desktop s5.py. So it's a program, very simple and easy. So first step is import matplotlib plot space as plt package imported. Then I can go followed by import numpy as np. Then from scipy.spatial space import Delaunay. And also I am going to give the points values. I am writing points equal to np.array of 0, 1, another array writing 1, 1, another array to 1, 0 and 0, 0 and so on. Then I am going to give a is equal to Delaunay of points. So I am going to create the object and print of a. Then after creating a point, I am going to write print of a dot simplaces. Then at last I want view the output now, so I get to give plt dot show also. Then plt space dot try plot of points of 0, points of 1, comma a dot simplaces, and plt dot plot of points of colon 1, comma points of 0, comma and go like that. At last plt dot show. So we are going to frame the triangulations based on the given points, and remember what are the points we are going to use. Then there is no point inside the data in the triangle like that. Let's go for output. We see the screen. It gives some information as well as the graph also. Yeah. So here, so just now I told you we need support of scipy.spatial.qhal Delaunay. So object values will show runtime, it may vary, and it print the value of 32, 321 and another dimension 310, at last printing the output screen like this. So it's a figure 1 where you have points 0 to, so mathematical exponential values, it may change when you move the cursor in the output. See 0.02, like that is going to show the output here. So triangular, Delaunay triangular function. So triangle will be there and some points. The points won't be indicated in the graph properly. So it's going to print the Delaunay triangle function successfully. So the value will be range when the runtime x and y like that. Yes. Okay, I hope that you understand this. What is SciPy, and today's lesson what is SciPy and how to install, how to use the basic function, special functions as followed by the integral functions, a lot spatial data structure algorithms. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe, comment in the Postbox channel, and share and stay connected with the social media. Thank you.